Hey everyone, what is going on? So we're doing another showcase for you today, of course, in the Open Master, not the Premier Cup, and we're taking a look at Heatran as well as Giratina Origin Form and Dialga. So Heatran is a Pokemon that you see it once in a while, right? I mean, you don't see it a lot. I saw it more so in like the preseason and season 1 than I do now. I don't really know why. I think it's probably because Groudon got a lot bigger. I mean, Palkia is also a thing now, which does have access to Aqua Tail, of course, even though not many people use Palkia either. But the point is, I mean, yeah, it's not super common. It does have that double weakness to ground. So again, Groudon with that Earthquake, Groudon is on a lot of trainers' teams. So that could be a big reason for it. It was never super common back then, but it was definitely more available or more widespread than it is now, right? So, but yeah, I mean, it totally walls Togekiss for sure. Double resist charm, so it's definitely going to be able to eat up those attacks from Togekiss. But yeah, I still think it's a good Pokemon. I actually have a perfect, so maybe at some point in the future, if I ever give it a second move and max it out, which I actually did max it out, but if I ever give it a second move, maybe we'll give it a try. But anyway, let's go ahead and start commentating. So we do have that Heatran versus the Dialga. So we'll have to see how this plays out. Heatran is resisting Dragon Breath, so that is a benefit to Heatran. But Dragon Breath is still doing a lot because at the end of the day, it's still Dragon Breath, it's still powerful, and it's still a Dialga. So a Flamethrower coming out, but that will be shielded. So able to get a shield, which is always nice. Going for another Flamethrower. Will this Dialga double shield? If it does, you can go for a charge attack. It did. So this Dialga might go for the Iron Head. I don't know that Iron Head KOs. It probably puts it in Dragon Breath range, even if it didn't KO. It probably would KO. I'm not really sure, actually. But either way, another Flamethrower comes out. Oh! The opponent pulled a nice switch into Giratina, but out comes his own Dialga, and Dialga does beat Giratina. Yes, Shadow Ball will be doing a lot of damage, but you could just Dragon Breath it down, as you see, and able to throw a charge attack, but unfortunately the opponent's Dialga had energy, so able to go for the Iron Head. But out comes the Origin Form to knock out Dialga, and that's going to be a great game. So next up we have Heatran versus Dialga, so again, okay. We'll see how this plays out. So Dialga switching into Origin Form. Out comes his own Dialga. And yeah, I guess Heatran does beat Dialga, so that's always good to know. And it makes sense because it is resisting all of the moves besides Thunder. So this Dialga going for the Iron Head to knock out that Giratina. Even though Dialga does well with Dragon Breath against Giratina, Shadow Ball also does a lot of damage. It's not like Dialga hard walls it. So Melmetal versus Dialga, so obviously not a great matchup for Dialga. Dialga still has some play, but not really a great matchup. This Melmetal is looking to farm down, not able to do so, switching into his own Dialga to feint it. And out comes the Heatran. So this Heatran will go for the Flamethrower, and let's see, that will be shielded. Okay, that would have been neutral damage, so it would have done a lot. So a charge attack coming out. Will the Heatran? Yep, it will shield. Going to be a Draco Meteor, nice shield. That probably would have KO'd Heatran, right? That probably would have. I mean, Draco Meteor is such a powerful move. In comes this Melmetal. Now Heatran is weak to Superpower. Or going for the Rock Slide, going to be neutral. Melmetal does not want to debuff itself, that's why it's going for the Rock Slides, and it had 2 of them, so that makes sense. However, in comes the Origin Form Giratina. It'll have to eat a Rock Slide, but it's going to be able to do so just fine, and farm down the Melmetal, so able to win that anyway, so really well played. So it's going to be Heatran versus Origin Form. Okay, so that Origin Form is resisting the fire attacks. Stone Edge would do a lot though, so we'll have to see. Will this Heatran decide to shield? Yes, it will. Going to be a Shadow Ball. Nice call. Going for that Stone Edge. Will this Giratina shield? We'll have to see. It might. No. Doing a good amount of damage. In comes Dialga. Out comes Melmetal. So not a great situation for the Dialga. But this Melmetal will go for probably the Superpower. Going to go for that Superpower. Almost going for back-to-back. But the Dialga goes for the bait. Going for that Iron Head. Not getting the shield though. So Melmetal, usually in that situation, if I'm the Dialga, I just go straight Draco Meteor. But in comes Giratina Origin Form, so it's going to be hit with a debuffed Rock Slide, so it's going to be able to eat that up. At this point, you just farm down with the Giratina, right? I mean, there's no reason to throw an Ominous Wind. You'll be able to take this Rock Slide just fine. In comes his own origin form, but this one has loaded energy, so it's going to be able to go for the Omnis Wind. Getting the boost, that may decide this game. Let's see. Wow, Omnis Wind coming in from the opponents. But, okay, going for an Omnis Wind, I was going to say maybe farm down, but it may have been a little bit too risky. Able to knock out the opposing Giratina. Out comes Mewtwo. Holy cow. Okay, the opponent is lucky they have a shield. They're going to have to shield this. There's no way around it. Omnis Wind would KO after a boost, I'm pretty sure. So Mewtwo will be able to knock out with Psy Strike. No, it won't. Oh my god, that boost definitely mattered. Giratina is going to be able to get to this Omnis Wind, and that is why moves such as Omnis Wind and Ancient Power are still good even though they were nerfed, because that boost totally flips games. It is insane. So, okay, another common matchup in this video. So they both switch, going to be the Dialga versus Origin Form Giratina. Okay, going to go ahead and shield it, going to be that Shadow Ball. Does not want to take that hit because Shadow Ball does do a lot of damage, totally understandable. I think I would have taken it and done the Iron Head, but I totally understand that. But now the Dialga, since the opponent shielded, no, not going to shield, going to be able to farm down. So at the end of the day, that Dialga, if it wanted to win switch, would have had to shield one anyway. So in comes Metagross. Okay, cannot get to the Draco Meteor. Oh, you got to bring in, let's see, got to bring in that, okay, Origin Form makes sense. So the opponent is just going to leave, and that is going to be a great game. So let's see what happens in the next game. Oh, is that one set? Okay, maybe there's two sets. It looks like that was a 4-1. Or was it a 5-0? I think it was a 4-1, wasn't it? No, it was a 5-0. Never mind. It was a 5-0, almost to rank 9. That's huge. Definitely a high ranking. Okay, this is a bad situation. You're going to have to bail out of this one. So we're going to switch into Dialga. That Kyogre will bail into his own Dialga. So it's a Dialga mirror match, which is definitely, obviously, a lot better than having the Heatran against Kyogre. So switch might be pretty important. Can the Dialga win it? Going to have to shield this if it wants to get to an Iron Head. Not going to shield. May not have been able to get to that Iron Head. So going to come in with the Heatran. Heatran is probably going to farm down. No shield? I mean, this can't be Draco. It is Draco. Never mind. I didn't think it was Draco. Okay. So that did a lot of damage. Definitely not looking too hot, but is up a shield, so we'll have to see how it plays out. Stone Edge doing a lot. Garchomp versus Giratina Origin Form. You do have to watch out for the Outrage. Is it going to be a bait? Do you call it? You have two shields. Going to be that Outrage, so able to call it nicely and go for this charge attack. Going to be an Ominous Wind. Picking up a shield. Still has a shield advantage. The Shadow Ball has got to KO this Garchomp, right? I think it KOs. No, it doesn't. But you could farm down. You could shield this and farm down, right? Yeah, going to shield it. Going to be another Outrage. Even if it was a bait, that Giratina could have farmed down. In comes Kyogre. He's going to take that game. Holy cow. I thought he was going to lose that one. Okay, we have another Kyogre matchup. So Heatran bailing into Dialga. Okay, it looks like Kyogre farmed up a lot and then switched out, wanting to get ahead on health, which makes sense. Obviously, if you're in the Dialga mirror match, you do want to come out ahead. So the opposing Dialga will throw a charge attack. Going to shield it up, wants to get to another Iron Head or Draco Meteor. Going for the Draco Meteor, so this should get the final shield or knock out the opposing Dialga. It does get the final shield, so nice play. The opposing Dialga does knock out with Dragon Breath, but is up a shield, so that's pretty huge. In comes Heatran. We know how much Draco Meteor does, but Heatran can take it. Going to be an Iron Head that literally does nothing. So in comes Kyogre, out comes Giratina Origin. Looks like this Kyogre is staying in. No, switching out to catch the charge attack. Nice switch, but what did he switch into? Groudon. Okay. I mean, that's okay. I mean, I don't mind a Shadow Ball going into a Groudon. So this could be a bait. You shield it anyway because you can get to the Shadow Ball and knock out this Groudon before it gets to an Earthquake anyway. So I definitely do agree with that shield. However, that Kyogre has to have a Blizzard. So this is definitely a Blizzard. We know how much it charged up. Going to knock out that Giratina. In comes Heatran. Going to get to the Stone Edge. Okay, going to get to the Stone Edge. But I don't think it's enough. Oh man, another Fire Spin is able to knock it out. Holy cow, I thought that Kyogre would have made the surf. Another Kyogre lead. We saw him beat 2. Is he going to be the third one? In comes that Dialga. Let's see. Kyogre is going... Oh, this is not a Blizzard. This is definitely a surf. Okay, throwing the surf. And then coming in with Dialga. Okay, I mean, I do understand that play just because, as I said in the last game, you do want to get ahead on health. I would have probably thrown a couple waterfalls and then switched, but I do understand throwing that Surf as well because you do want to save that Kyogre for the Heatran. And Waterfall is doing a lot to Heatran as well. You don't necessarily need a Surf, although you'll probably be able to get to another one. Anyway, this Heatran versus this Dialga. So will the Heatran decide to shield? Probably not. Yes, it will shield. Okay. So Heatran is going to farm down. It is loaded on energy. The opponent is up a shield and did win switch. So Stone Edge coming out to hit the Groudon. It's not going to shield. Switching out into Giratina. Out comes Togekiss. Wow, how does he win? Does he win this one? This is crazy if he wins this. Shadow Ball going to be shielded. Let's see. I mean, going to be able to get to another one, but this Togekiss is going to be able to take it. Heatran will wall Togekiss pretty well, though. Okay, so Togekiss does knock out the Giratina and does go for a charge attack. This charge attack going to be a flamethrower. That is neutral. Going to be able to farm down and go for the Stone Edge and win. Holy cow. Going to be able to knock out this Kyogre and win that? What? That is some impressive gameplay. Holy smokes, guys. That is crazy. Well played. Okay, so next matchup, we have another lead that really isn't good. I mean, you have the Origin form versus Heatran, although I think you could maybe play around it. Let's see what he decides to do. I mean, Stone Edge is neutral, so going to go ahead and go for that Stone Edge. So this Stone Edge is going to connect, going to bail into Dialga. Out comes Melmetal. Okay, so Melmetal definitely a solid answer to Dialga. Probably the best answer in the game, probably, to Dialga. Because even Groudon is, I mean, Groudon's still taking a lot of damage. It's not resisting the moves. Melmetal does resist all of the moves. Unless if you have Thunder, but it's still not going to KO Melmetal anyway. But Melmetal will go for the superpower to KO the Dialga. And in comes Giratina, so Giratina going to be able to take these Rock Slides. You're not going to shield because that Melmetal is debuffed. Switching out into Giratina, okay, makes sense. So this Giratina will be going for a Shadow Ball, but it will be shielded. And this, okay, the opposing Giratina will be farmed down. The opponent still had, oh my god, the opponent has 2 shields to 0. Okay, I think Mewtwo came in. I kind of missed it, but I think it was Mewtwo. Yeah, going to be Mewtwo. Obviously, Mewtwo has to shield. Another Ominous Wind. This might get the shield, it might not. It does, okay? So able to take both of the opposing shields. You need shields if you're running Mewtwo. So that's why the opponent saved both shields. So Mewtwo going for a charge attack. Is this really a Focus Blast? No, going to be a Shadow Ball. Doesn't KO the Heatran. Heatran farms down. In comes Melmetal to farm down Heatran. Out comes Giratina, and Giratina is going to take this game. That was like 10-0, wasn't it? Crazy, crazy stuff. Yeah, Giratina is going to be able to get to this Ominous Wind to knock out the Melmetal, even with that 2 shield advantage. Able to come back. Crazy games. Really well played. And that's going to be it for this one, guys. See you in the next video. Have a good day. Bye.